I want to start the new year by learning a new skill, so I bought a wood lathe and tried to turn a ball, which was a disaster. I got injured, broke the carbide cutter, learned a bit about how to use and how not to use the lathe, and then turned a mallet, which turned out to be okay. Join me and watch as I learn how to turn wood. So 2024 started with a bang. Turning wood has always fascinated me and I have wanted to try it for a while. So I bought a lathe from Rockler along with a face shield and a carbide turning toolkit from Amazon. Unboxing the lathe and assembly was easy as there is only minimal assembly needed. Essentially it comes fully assembled with accessories for turning wood. The lathe is heavy, so having another set of hands will definitely help. After assembly, I checked how to move and lock the tool rest and tailstock, how to assemble the faceplate and spindles, how to use the knockout bar, and other accessories it came with. I did go through the lathe's instruction manual, but I did not plan out which tools to use or how to use them when turning table legs or bowls. My lack of preparation came back to haunt me, and you'll see it in this video. To try the lathe for the first time, I decided to take the challenging route by attempting to turn a bowl instead of starting with something simpler that could be turned using a spindle. It turned out to be a rather foolish decision, especially considering I have never used a lathe before. For turning a bowl, I used a small walnut wood cookie. It has a hole in the center, but I thought it would not be an issue. I used a compass to draw a circle and a jigsaw to remove excess material. With no prior experience, I thought removing excess material before starting to turn wood is a smart decision. To turn a bowl, a faceplate or chuck is needed. The lathe comes only with faceplate, so I use the faceplate. To attach the faceplate to the wood, I marked the center of the circle and secured it with screws. Then I attached the faceplate to the headstock spindle and used the headstock wheel to secure it. Next, I adjusted the tool rest for carving. I made sure the tool rest was not contacting the wood and left enough space to carve. I started my first ever wood turning with a carbide rougher, which is a square cutter. I slowly made contact with the wood and began to turn. After some time, I got used to the turning process and the turning the outer part of the bowl went smoothly. Remember to wear a face shield during turning. The chips will be all over and just safety glasses are not enough. In the end, I'll share my experience with different carbide turning tools, including the rougher, detailer, and the finisher. With the wood I selected, I decided to turn a flat bottom bowl. I marked the outer bowl area for reference and started to turn. From this point, I began making mistakes in bowl turning. Apart from not flattening the bowl face, other mistakes I made include not holding the turning tools firmly, improper positioning of the tool rest, not using the right turning tools, and sometimes placing the tool directly in the center of the wood. All of these led to few kickbacks and wood tears. One of the kickbacks was not recorded but was the major one. I lost control and the turning tool flew from my hand. The kickback caused minor cuts to my hand. Finally, I gave up thinking my first turning project of ball turning was a foolish attempt. I found a great wood turning channel called Turn a Wood Ball. If you are new to wood turning, I suggest checking out this channel for useful tips. I will leave a link in the description. After a disastrous start, I decided to turn a mallet. I used a scrap walnut cutoff for the mallet. I marked the center of the wood on top and bottom to mount the center spur and live center. This will support the far end of the work, apply pressure to the wood, and help hold it out to the spindle. After mounting, I tested if the wood was intact or not by turning on the lathe. I moved away from lathe to be on the safe side. I also marked a line in the center of the wood. This line will be used for setting the tool rest height. Additionally, I adjusted the distance between the tool rest and wood for turning. I believe the recommended distance is approximately 1/4 inch away from the workpiece. The tool rest that comes with this lathe is only 6 inches, so I turned 6 inches at a time to make the wood block round. I started turning with a rougher and checked the progress in between till I got the round shape. After finishing the first 6 inches, I moved the tool rest and started turning the rest of the block. However, I lost control of the turning tool a few times as there was no support at the end. To address this, I drew another line and started turning until that line, then finished turning the last few inches. After turning the wood block to the round, I marked lines for the mallet head and bottom, then started turning the mallet handle. Once the basic handle shape was turned, I began tapering the handle and checked the grip in between until I achieved the perfect grip. Next, I used the round carbide turning tool to create a smooth finished curve between the mallet head and handle, as well as the mallet bottom and handle. I also used the round carbide turning tool to smooth the mallet from the rough surface left by the square carbide turning tool. Finally, I used a diamond carbide turning tool to add a groove for some additional details. I began the sanding process with 120 grit and finished with wet sanding using 320 grit. I used a disc sander to sand the top and bottom. Then I applied 3 coats of wipe-on poly, sanding with 320 grit in between coats. I started with carbide tools because in my research I found they are easy to use and perfect for beginners who don't have any turning experience. Buying a set will be helpful. A set comes with a square, round, and a diamond turning tool. The square tool can be used to remove rough surfaces. The round tool is suitable for curved corners or making curves, which also provides a cleaner finish, and the diamond turning tool is mostly used for details and in tight corners. This information is based on my experience using these tools. That being said, I am unsure if they are right for turning bowls. Many professionals recommend a bowl gouge, a traditional tool requiring skill. I ordered one on Amazon to finish the wood bowl I started, aiming to learn the skill needed for traditional turning tools. I'll keep you posted on my wood turning journey. Thanks for staying with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.